Hi, I'm Kate Haggerty, CEO and founder of Soul Purpose. Welcome to this week's Soul Purpose Snippet. Each week I do a short video on a different topic, and today's topic is about signs. That we all receive them, but the big question is, are we paying attention? Do we even notice them? And then do we believe them? Do we bother to Google and say, what's the symbolism of X? So today I want to give you some examples of signs that I've had so that you can start to pay attention yourself. And then hopefully you'll begin to see signs yourself of encouragement. Sometimes it's making, to help you laugh, to let go of things, but they're all extremely helpful. So I want to start with numbers. So when we see numbers, say for example, we see 111 a lot, or 11, or 1111. And this can be when we look at a license plate, the time on the clock, that sequence shows up like 2 or 3 times. It's a nudge to pay attention. And so if you're not sure what something means, you can always Google symbolism of. When you see ones, 111, 1111, that is about manifestation. And so if you've been thinking about something that you'd like, when you see 1111 or those ones, that's encouragement to keep going. You're on the right track. If you are having a negative thought when you see those ones, it's really just a little reminder to shift your thoughts over to the positive and to really be thinking about what you want and not what you don't want. There are all types of things. Sometimes animals can be a way that our guides and angels deliver a message to us. I lived at the same condo for 8 years. One day I came home to park where I always do, and there was a group, like 20 geese, sitting where I would normally park. And I thought, okay, that is odd. I have never seen it since. I've never seen it before. So I went in and Googled symbolism of geese. And what I found is that, and I'm cheating now by looking at my screen, the goose is encouraging you to remember where you came from. And the goose meaning reminds you to trust in your intuition, because this will allow you to take care of what's valuable to you. So that was a really cool way to get my attention. And then I don't know about you, but I have a fondness for Dove chocolates. And I have had not one, but 2 experiences where the wrapper itself had an interesting message, and it's one that I never saw again. So I took a picture, thank goodness, to prove they're real. And the first one I saw this is some years back, I was struggling, and I remember just opening it up and seeing this. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. How about that? Like I said, I never saw it again. It was very encouraging. And then one that was more recent, also a Dove wrapper, was things have to fall apart for them to fall together. Who knew about the wisdom of Dove wrappers? Another example is I was skiing at Winter Park, and I went in to use the ladies' restroom. And there's no, lovely way to say this. As I sat down, I looked at the back of the restroom door, and they had those plastic slots where people can advertise. But someone had put a piece of notebook paper with handwriting on it. And what it said is, stop worrying about what you have to lose and start focusing on what you have to gain. I mean, how cool is that? So my point is to pay attention when you leave your house, to notice the things that show up a couple times. My rule of thumb is if I notice something once, cool. A second time, and a third time means just do it. So I hope these have been helpful, and I look forward to hearing about the examples of signs that you have seen or begin to see now that we've talked about this and kind of raised your awareness. Lots of people will ask, so what's soul purpose? What do you do, Kate? And so I always like to include that here. I am a life purpose guide, and I specialize in helping professional women, usually women who've been in the corporate world for a while. They might be at management level, but they've definitely been up there, they're seasoned, and they've reached a spot in their career where maybe they're successful, but they're not happy, and they feel called to do something else. They feel called to do something bigger, but they have no idea what that is or how to figure it out or where to start. They just know that they are not feeling good and that every day it's getting a little harder. So what I do is combine my experience of having that happen to me in corporate America after 30 years, along with my coach certifications and my intuitive gifts, to customize a program for each person I work with. And what I help them to do is to align their life with their true purpose, with their true calling, so that they can do what they've really come here to do and serve who they've really come here to serve. If you'd like to learn more about the topic we talked about today, or if that description I just gave sounds like you, I encourage you to go to my website, which is soulpurpose.biz, and that's soulpurpose.biz. Now, I offer a complimentary initial phone session. It's 45 minutes, and I call it an Unleash Your Yes session. It is not an intuitive session. If you are someone who feels stuck in your career, in your life, and you don't know what to do, you feel like you've tried everything you know to do on your own, and now you just know you need some help, this call's for you, because we're going to focus on you and where you feel the most stuck, and identify how I can support you in those things shifting. So I hope you'll join us next week and that you found today's information to be helpful. Next week's information is going to be on why we say, I can't afford that there's a deeper reason for us to say that. And so we're going to look at what that is, what those things might be, to help us understand and shift what we say, because we put that out in the universe when we say we can't. And so we want to help you bring in what you do want. I hope you've enjoyed today. Thanks so much. I'll see you next week.